Hello everyone and welcome back to the Popcorning Piggies. Today I'm going to be doing quite a long video, so get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or juice or whatever you drink, water, and a snack, and we are going to do a cage cleaning live as I'm filming this. It obviously won't be live for yourselves, but a live running through, no snaps, run through cleaning the cage, but I'm going to do it in terms of an educational purpose to help describe the places that you might not think bacteria can live in your guinea pig's cage. So stay tuned to learn places that you may not have thought about, that you're not cleaning, that are pretty ripe with bacteria in your guinea pig cage. This is obviously quite important. Guinea pigs, being small prey animals, are really susceptible to getting ill, so it's really important to stay on top of the bacteria. Also, if like me you have them inside your house, this is also important for yourself, your own health, in order to keep the bacteria as low as possible between your animals and yourself. So let's get started. I'm going to open up the cage first because these guys will have floor time as and when I am cleaning their cage tonight. So let's open up. That's how my cage opens. Come on, guys. They don't know what's happening because normally I have the TV on for this, which obviously because I'm recording and hopefully the sound is good enough on this because I'm doing it on my GoPro. They're a bit wary. It's all a bit different. They also probably think, hello, that they're having a snack. So anyone new, this is Rolo, this is Finn, that's Digger, and Miko, the long-haired piggy that you'll see, who's mostly white and grey, will run around, no doubt, at some point, rather scared, because Finn and Miko are new, so they're still getting used to routines. So let's get started. So these guys will just be running around like crazy probably whilst I'm cleaning them. So this is just my litter, kind of everything I scoop into. As you can see, this itself is dirty. This is number one. If you are using anything to help you clean the cage, these things obviously need to be cleaned as well. So these will be cleaned this afternoon after I clean the whole cage. This will be something that I disinfect, clean, because this is in my area. It's also something I put in the piggies to clean the area, so this will be used to be cleaned as well. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do first, actually, to help keep my living space area, so obviously the piggies are inside, but I have a lot of things out here. Put the light on so it's a bit easier because we are in the UK and things are getting dark now. So you can see I have everything in here for the pigs. It's in no way any decent environment. I have obviously clean things here that will be going into the cage today. So what I'm going to do is just pull this rubbish out here because I'm going to use this to put rubbish in and this to put the old fleece in. So I'll leave this open actually for the boys because they haven't been out there for a while. So again, obviously anything that things dirty go into, this itself will need cleaning as well. This will be done after I've done this clean, and the bin bag also obviously goes straight out once it's full. Hello, Digger. Hello, you've been nosy. Right, I don't trust the boys with this bin bag, but we'll have a go. We'll see how long this bin bag lasts. Yes, what do you want? Can you hear the bag? So this is why cage cleaning nights take so long, because I just get distracted by cute piggies. So, right, I'm going to put this over here. Let's go. So, everything comes out. These are also a source of bacteria. These haven't been in the cage for very long, so these will stay, but I think it's a good idea that, especially if things like this get peed on, they need to go either a bit disinfected or get thrown away. These obviously are all not in pristine condition because they've been chewed, but they've not been peed on, so they've got a little while left in the cage, so these will be going back in. But another thing, especially these sort of things, I don't think people think about, but they can be, especially if they've been peed on, are rife with bacteria. So they won't play with those because they don't. They've had a chew, look, that's nice. So Hidey houses. Oh, I'm sorry guys if you shook on my head then. Hopefully, so I'm just going to throw that in there. And then what I do is I turn these inside out when I put them in the wash, because the worst bit is inside, that's where they peed. Hi. And also it helps get any fleece and things out in here. Digger, you are being very distracting this afternoon, aren't you? He wants a cuddle and a, don't you? You're just a cuddly. I do only have an hour to do this, mate. I have an hour on the memory card. Are you going to take up an hour of just cuddles? Okay, mate, I really, really need to get on. Come on, you. Go on. Okay, right, I'm going to tilt the camera a bit. I feel like you guys are just looking at me. That's a bit better. Right. Apologies, this is the first time filming on the iPad, no. What's it called? Pro, GoPro. That's not even an Apple product. GoPro on my head, so hopefully you can see everything. Gonna throw this away. I know someone's peed on that. This one's fine as well at the moment. This one, I know someone's peed on it, so that's going, and let's continue. Yes, Digger. Yes, I know. So, what I do is just shake everything off straight in there, and because it's shaked off, it's going straight into the wash afterwards. So, all the fleece liners in the cage, in case anyone is wondering, are all made by me. They're just fleece, and I've just run them through my sewing machine, with a variety of my sewing skills, which aren't great. I've got a GCSE, that's about it. The rest is just learning myself. So everything obviously has been done by myself. I do a mixture of, these are the first ones I did with a waterproof liner. And then what I do now is I just double up on the insides, and it's 2 colours fleece, just gives me more variety in colours. So let's get scooping. The pigs are going a bit crazy over there. So scoop everything up and then it can go straight in the wash. So like I said, this scoop and this dustpan and brush, well, the dustpan, it's not the brush, it's a scoop, will be disinfected after this cage cleaning as well. I try and do that on big cage cleaning days. I don't do it every day, don't do it when I spot clean, but any big ones I do it on. Right, so this can get rolled up and go in there. So, corners are a really, really big one. Yes, stop distracting me. Corners are a really big one for bacteria. Piggies like to go and pee in corners, and they just generally like to stand in corners. So, I will need my disinfectant. This says Johnson's Clean Safe. That's actually not what it is anymore. What I do now is I now fill it with some F10 disinfectant. So this is really great disinfectant. It's highly recommended. Oh, sorry pigs! Highly recommended in the piggy world for disinfecting things. It's really good at killing off a lot of bacteria. This, I can't remember, I bought it ages ago, that's how long this stuff lasts, and it's, you basically add so many mils into something like this and then fill it up with water, and there you are, good to go. And I think this is only like £10 or £12 off Amazon, and I'm still using it, and I've probably had it for 6 months, maybe a year, so I've probably only used maybe a third of it, and it's still going really well. I keep it obviously out of direct sunlight to keep it preserved for longer, and yeah, that is all I use. So we will get a cloth. Good idea for you as well is anything, I obviously am trying to be environmental, so I don't use kitchen roll, I use J cloths, and what I do is these go, you can see Digger's had a nice hole in that, cheers mate, these go into the wash with the piggy fleece as well, so these are getting cleaned, and all the piggy fleece gets washed on 60-degree heat with some environmentally friendly washing powder that I have, which I will do another time because this video is going to be super long if I do that now. So going to take this off because what happens is these also are a really, really bad place for bacteria. Possibly, I would go even as far as the worst place for bacteria in your piggy's cage if not looked after correctly. Because obviously this is the stuff that they are ingesting. So I will leave this for the end because I'll do both at the same time and the other one's on the other side. But this is definitely, stay tuned for this because this is probably the biggest source of bacteria and the harmfulest bacteria. So that comes off. Right, so it's not too bitty this time. Now, any bits of your cage like this, where you have cracks, obviously things can get dislodged in here. You really need to keep that clean. I'm not going to do that this time around just because actually in the next few probably days I'm going to be changing the cage to incorporate the finish the cage as to what it will be finished as. So I'm not going to worry about that just now, but that is a really important bit. Obviously the CNC cage, oh my DIY cage right now, any actual CNC grids as well, because they put their feet there, are also really badly DNA bacteria wise, so you want to try and clean those as well very regularly. So like I say, those are coming off, so I'm not going to do those right now, but that's something to think about for yourself. When I'm saying all this, I'm not talking about like every cage clean that you need to do this, but maybe like once a month do the CNC grids. Obviously anything like cleaning the floors and things you need to do every time because piggies pee and poop everywhere. So I use a lot of the water and F10 stuff because it can do no harm, and I obviously clean everything, so I'm not going to worry about a few hairs here and there. Also really good to do the walls because you would be surprised the amount of tomato juice or lettuce juice gets on the walls, also the ceilings. I think my pigs do it on purpose because they know I look and I clean, but yeah, tomato juice and lettuce juice always on the ceiling for some reason. Rocky used to be the worst for that, poor boy, because he was blind. I swear he used to literally just spatter it everywhere. He was a funny boy. Okay, and then one thing also, I at the moment have CNC grids with perspex on. This is because some of my pigs have been tubers. I don't know about the current lot. It mostly was Gus Gus, who was one of my pigs who sadly passed away recently, but I put perspex on everything to stop the chewing, and these obviously also need cleaning regularly. Once again, vegetable juice, just piggy marks, you know, fingers and thumbs, all things. They don't have thumbs but fingers. They just need cleaning regularly because it is surprising. Obviously you want to be able to see your piggies as well through them, so that's quite important, but to clean them for the bacteria as well is always good. So, hello you. Right, give that an air dry for a minute or two. I'm wondering how long this is going to survive before Digger realises it's here and makes another few holes in it. He is notorious for chewing these. I don't know why, they must taste nice. So, whilst that's drying, I will go on to another bacteria-ridden area of the cage. Again, you don't need to do this every clean, but have a look at it, check it out, but maybe once a month give these Hideys, the plastic ones, a good clean because they just get a bit dusty. Also, juice from vegetables can get everywhere. Something I also noticed was when I had the two Fosters recently, Buzz and Woody, I don't know what it was, whether it's some kind of oil off those guys, but the rim on these houses would get black. And I don't know what it was, but it was something to do with the oils off themselves. And these just need a clean every so often. I think just piggies touching them and they just go a bit black. So yeah, it's good to give these a good clean, you know, once a month. Depends how many pigs you've got. Obviously I've got 4, so there's more dirt to go around. But anything that they're using a lot is always good to clean. So let's get some fleece to lie down. we are going to put this stuff in today. So what do I need? I need one of these, and we're going to put another housing because it's getting a bit cold, and I want that in a bit too. Oh, and that for the water bottle. Okay. So nothing is custom made for this cage yet, just because I'm waiting to finish it. So these are 2x3 and a bit cage liners. But the inside of these are probably like a 2x2 at the moment, so everything is kind of a bit adjusted, but that's fine. You know, I will do a video in the future if you are interested on, you know, ways to save money with guinea pigs or cheaper ways to do things. Let me know if that is of interest. So is in place. Oh, Digger's found it. Get off you. I don't know what it is with these. So, that's it. You can chew that. Right. So everything's going back in the cage at the moment the same way it was. Just because I changed it around last time. Digger, get off. Leave it alone. Right. I'll still find it in there, but it'll give me a bit longer. Digger! Come on, sassykins. Getting in the way. Right. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you are, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. So, let's get a Hidey house. So this is from Squeak and Dreams. I have a whole video about these if you are interested. I don't think she's taking custom orders at the moment, but she does have some every so often pre-mades available on her Facebook page, so I will link all that down below. Yes, I know you're hungry. Right, so yeah, I have a mixture of things I've made myself and then nicer items like that I've bought, obviously. So I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm taking the inspiration for this video from Skinny Pigs 1 because she does this. Her channel is amazing. Please check it out. But I don't know how she does this without getting out of breath. All this talking and cleaning is quite tiresome in terms of the breath. Maybe I'm just super duper unfit. Right. These are going back in. Put those in there for them to chew on. And like I said, we will do the water at the end. So let's move down to the next section. I'm actually, I think, going to do that section first, just so that I know this is obviously going to be the dirtiest, so I want to leave this to be the cleaning the dirtiest thing last. That's another thing to bear in mind. When you're cleaning the cage, if you're using reusable materials like this, you obviously want to clean the dirtiest thing last. Otherwise, if you clean something really dirty like this, before you clean something else and use the same thing, you're just going to be wiping the cleaner area with the dirt that you've just got off the other area. So that area obviously wasn't too bad because everything dirt is kind of absorbed by the fleece. So I'm going to do the same principle here, do that one before I do this. It also helps keep the cage cleaner because I'm not putting hay everywhere then doing that. So yeah, let's do that. So let's move that there because Digger will eat it. So as and when, just picking up hay from the floor because these letters are messy. Right, my plan of action for this. Let's get the water bottle off. Okay, let's go do that now, just because this is a really important part of the video and I really want as many people to see this as possible, and I'm aware that not everyone will stay till the end of the video. So let's go do what I think is possibly the most bacteria spot of your piggy's cage. So apologies, because the piggies will think that they are now about to get veggies, because when the tap goes, they think they're getting veggies. So what do? I take it off. I use the water inside to clean the spout. Piggies have a sensation of just getting stuff everywhere. It's good to shake it around. Okay. And then I usually just clean a bit of that. I then put a little bit in. I know! Then, with a bottle brush, I with the little bit of water, I find the little bit of water helps. I just clean the end for a good... Do you mind? Digga? Shh. Clean it around. I do this for as long as I have time to do. Obviously, because of this video, I want to not do it too long, but I get all that at the bottom. Then I push the water down to the bottom and I do this end. Like I say, I just find a bit of water in there helps yet dislodge certain things. So this is not a new water bottle. I have had this over a year, if not longer. I've just really kept on the cleaning. So then just a little bit of water. I obviously help dislodge any of those bits that I shook off a little while ago. Get rid of that. Swish around again, just a bit less harder this time. And fill up. So I do not fill up from my water source just because we have a really harsh water here. I can taste the stuff in here, so the pigs can. So I fill up with a water filter, like so. And I fill it right to the top because it helps stop leaking too. So I'm going to need to fill that up. There we go. Just some clean water there. And there we go. So that's one. I'm not going to show you the other one because I'm going to be wasting time doing that. The other one is water dishes or food dishes or pellet dishes. These I put in my dishwasher every time the dishwasher goes on, which is probably every other day. Any day they don't go in the dishwasher, I rinse them out, and if need, I clean here, because again, that is a highly, highly ingestible bacteria-ridden source. So you want to clean these every other day for a full clean and keep on top of these being cleaned after every use. So let's go put one water bottle back in so that if they get thirsty, they have access to water. That's one done. Right, so let's get on. They will, like I said, be quite noisy now on because they will think it's veggie time. No veggies yet, you gotta wait to the end. Right, let's carry on. You're just in the way. Right. These are another thing you want to be careful of. Obviously, if they get wet with pee and things, they can start to... Stop sassing at me. Start to contain bacteria. These are fine. The pigs obviously don't pee on them, they're too high up, but that's something to bear in mind with. This is also one that needs a clean in a bit, so we'll get that out ready. So, obviously anything like this that is a bed fleece gets changed every day or every other day depending how saturated or dirty it is. This was only cleaned up yesterday, but obviously everything gets washed, so any areas like that that's a high traffic source, you want to be thinking about changing the fleece much more regularly. Same as spot cleaning when you're using bedding. I obviously use a combination of both. Really high traffic area, hay and pee and poo area, I use bedding, just it's easier to clean it up. It's obviously, well, it's not longer lasting, it still gets cleaned up every day. Just gets spot cleaned and things, and then cleaned every other day, that one. So you can see, look, can you see that? Can you see that? That is tomato juice or pepper juice. I'll get you angled up again. So this one, I don't know why, all piggies seem to sleep in this area, even though they've got that other area up there with lovely cosy beds as well. They just prefer this one. I think they all like being near each other, which is very nice for having boys. So let's keep tidying. That's me go. So, right. Same thing, obviously it goes on in this side to the other side. So if you aren't interested in hearing lots of piggy weeks and things, I will timestamp when I get onto the middle section if you want to skip to that. So that will be in the description box below now. But if you have stayed, thank you. And I will continue. Here's the piglet. So Miko, Rolo, Digger, and this one down here is Finn. Finn's like Miko and a little bit nervous still, although they know that cleaning happens every day, twice a day. They still get a little bit nervous. So look at all that. You can see this is the this is the high traffic area. I hope you can still hear me over the weeks. I'm sure you'd actually be more interested in the weeks than me, but right. So just going to pause talking just for a minute to get my breath back. So this one, oh, I lost it, will get shaked off because there'll be quite a bit of hair on there before I wash it. So you can start seeing in a minute, hopefully, when I start doing this. Again, any nooks and crannies like that front bit obviously needs to be cleaned quite regularly for dirt and things. But let's get going. So I'm going to spray that wall, that corner. I know the boys have a little party in that corner, so that's going to get a good spray. Who's getting their exercise? Is that you? Are you running around? Rolo doesn't like human interaction too much unless you've got a snack. I'll see if I can get him running around again. Are you going? No, you've been caught now, haven't you? We'll catch him again in a minute. Right. So, let's get all this cleaned again. Oh, are you going? Hi, Finn. Okay. Let's get... Right. Obviously, still doing the walls to get rid of all that juice and pee and poop because it just gets everywhere. So you can see I've got walls on the back of this cage, but if you have CNC grids or anything like that, yours will probably be the same, but if it's CNC grids, it might be on your wall, or if they're against a wall, or it could be on the CNC grids themselves. So it is really important to clean those too. Same as Correx. Obviously I currently don't use any Correx because I just have the walls and I keep everything clean. But if you're using Correx, and I will show you the Correx in that section more so, it's a good idea also to keep your Correx clean, but especially if you're using bedding, it's good to change your Correx every so often as well, because even with the amount that you clean, if you're very, very thoroughly clean, Correx still has some secret pockets and things where dirt can hide. So, excuse me. Little pieces there. You guys are still in a good position there. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. Okay, that's going to dry for a minute, and we will look at all that juice. Look at all these. Look. Okay, see, this is exactly what I mean. This stuff needs cleaning. I'm not even a clean freak, guys, and this stuff just needs doing. It just is. I mean, we wouldn't live in this stuff, would we? So we don't want our pigs to be living in this kind of state either. It is incredible. Just look at it. Veggie juice everywhere, guys. I do this like probably once every 8 days, I think it is, because I do it every other clean. Obviously, this is our big clean today. I wipe down all the insides every time I clean out the cage, but I clean the houses and that every other, so that's every 8 days, because I clean my piggies every 4 days, but they get spot cleaned every morning and night. Look at that. Wow. swear they aim at everything. Just get juice everywhere. Okay. So, let's go again. Okay, like that. So, we want some more bedding. That one. What else have we got? I will give them. Oh, I would give them this one, I think, and then something for the water bottle. These are also from Piggy Pig Pigs. These are very cute. So, I will also need an interim divider. I'll get the interim divider when I do the next section. Digger! Stop it! I don't know what it is about them. He just loves them. You just love to chew them, don't you? So, yeah, my pigs, Corex, cage bottom, they don't care. They will just run over it all. I love the pigs that do not move on them, but mind you. So, like I said, all the fleece gets washed on 60 heat. That is to ensure any pee, anything like that, is disinfected. It's as clean as possible. I've had these fleece for quite a while, so I will never ever get them looking pristine again, just because they are very old. But that is as good as new as I will be able to get it. But I know it's clean, it smells clean, it is clean, and we will continue to use. No, I'm missing one. There we go. Right. These are just some bath mats off eBay. Had those for ages, and I probably need to reorder some because all the bottoms like this are destroyed by the washing machine now. Yes! So, that top could do with a bit of a wipe, to be honest. I must have missed that bit. Okay. There we go. And this bit, you can obviously run over the cloth on these as well, if you so wish to clean them. But that is that section now also done. So, thank you for rejoining the video here if you skipped to this section, and thank you very much if you stayed for the whole video so far. We are now going to do this messiest bit of all. So, I know this got peed on the other day, so that is going in there. I'm going to bring this over when I'm actually, for this bit, going to also get the boom bag. So I also need newspaper, and this isn't for probably what you think. This is for something completely different. I have a little tip in a minute for you. So get as much of this off as possible. I'm not going to worry about that too much though, because I've got to shake the other one out, so I will do the other one at the same time. Oh, mister, you're going to get in the way if you keep staying there. But you know that, don't you? I obviously don't do any of this with gloves on. I used to, but I just find it easier now. I just wash my hands several times afterwards, just for my personal bacteria safety as well as these guys. But yeah, let's go. So this bit can get a bit dirty because there's just pee everywhere. So what I did is I pulled the hay out of there this morning because they just weren't really that fussed on it. But as soon as you put it on the floor, they'll eat it. So seeing as though it had been there for a while, I thought I'd pull it out and they can have a go at eating it. And they've eaten some of it, but not all of it. So that's fine. Oh. So what I do then is, because, hey, Digger, get off. It's so naughty. Seriously, you are the naughtiest pig in the world. There's a video about Digger being the naughtiest pig in the world as well. He has many stories about him being naughty, so I'll link that one as well in the cards if you are interested. Because it's just always naughty. I don't even know what I was talking about now, do you? You've distracted me sufficiently enough. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I think I was going to say that I vacuum after every big cage clean just because hay goes everywhere. It's real life. You just, even with the bin bag right here, you just can't avoid it going everywhere. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just everywhere. Right. This is why I use bedding, because these are absolutely... Now this is cleaned out this morning, look, and this is just caked. So, this is quite smelly. So thank goodness it's not smell-o-vision. But I'll put that in there, because I get space. And I'll show you a good tip for getting rid of some of this in a minute, once I've emptied it. So, although some of this pudding isn't wet, it's obviously been in there for a little while, and I need to empty it to be able to clean it better. This is why you will have noticed then I didn't fill the whole thing with bedding. That's another thing that would be part of my ways to save money with guinea pigs. Again, let me know if you're interested in that video. So, hopefully you can hear me well in this section. I'm very aware that this is going to be quite noisy. Luca's getting some laps in now. Very low. Oh, someone's out. Right. Let's get this bad boy out for a clean. So this is why I get this section here out. So I will clean this up in a minute. But what I'm going to do first is just spray all this. This isn't even the secret tip yet, guys. This is just normal. I'm going to really heavily spray those. Spray some of the other bits too. And then clean up this bit, because this isn't too bad, and I want to clean this before I clean the inside of that heavily peed area. Again, like I said before, you want to work your way up to the heavy, dirtiest bits for your cloth. And also, don't be scared at any point to use more than one cloth. I know sometimes, like for me, you're thinking about, like, you know, just waste and stuff, but you want everything. There's no point in being like unwasteful and unclean, because you're not doing the purpose that everything needs to do. So sometimes I will actually use more than one cloth. They all get reused, obviously, they all get washed, but I will use more than one. Today's not too bad, they're not too dirty at the moment, but they obviously do need a clean. Someone's outside. No, someone's in the corner chewing on something. My whole room is piggy proofed, so I'm not worried about whatever they're doing. Digger, how is that edible? Dude. Oh, sorry guys, not doing that. Alright. Okay, I was very conscious that was noisy, so I didn't want to talk to you through that bit. Let's get spraying again. This section on the floor doesn't tend to be too bad, because obviously I have that whole Corex in there. Getting all the nooks and crannies. Okay. Just vegetable juice everywhere. Everywhere. That's not too bad. I can hear you, Digger. Oh, there's my phone. I don't know if I did this on the other bit, but this is why if you do it every time, if you miss it one time, it doesn't matter too much. So, just want to push that all the way over there, get down all the nooks and crannies. Okay, right, let's get that ready. And my secret tip, not going to be secret for much longer, is I found this the other day. This is better than a sponge for cleaning these areas. So I'm going to shut up for a minute because you won't be able to hear me anyway, but look at this. It's not going to be perfect, but it is going to get some of it off. There you go, look at that. Not perfect, but that has got rid of a lot of the staining, which obviously is bacteria. So that straight away goes in there now. And another bit for this side. Look at that, so much better, and all I've used so far is newspaper. I don't know why, I just happened to try this the other day and found it worked really well. Obviously newspaper in itself is not abrasive, but I was using all sorts. I was using kind of like the sponges that you use in your dishwasher soap and stuff, and I just couldn't get anything to work as well as this, so I'm gonna get rid of all that leftover ink and things, and then give it one more clean. Digger, get off! And like I say, I can clean this as well as I can, and I can do it every time, but it will never be perfectly clean. Anywhere like here that you have a edge, that will always hold grime, so it's really good. Anything like this in your CNC cage, corners and things, especially where they pee and poop, it's good maybe to use a smaller piece here so that you can replace it often, because these are really, like, I've cleaned this, I've done the best job that I can. Every so often I will give it a full proper clean and get it as new as possible, but this is something that I change probably every few months, maybe 2-3 months, just for bacteria reasons, because I obviously want my piggies to be as well as possible. So, and obviously going the way the Corex goes helps a little bit too. So everything's been cleaned, that's going in there to be washed too. This can go in here. And I want some last bits of fleece now and some bedding. So let's get this. I just put, this is what I weigh them with, but I'm just going to use it to I'm using at the moment Orbeos. Yeah, that's me in the mirror. I'm using Orbeos at the moment. So just going to get some of this. Another tip, I don't use loads because otherwise you waste it. And although that is very cheap, that works out about £12 for that huge bag, which will last me forever and ever. But it's always helpful to just fill the bits that you know you're going to pee and poo in. And like I say, this gets tidied, spot cleaned twice a day too. And I do a relatively thick amount, but not loads and loads and loads. So we also need some more fleece, and then we need the hay. So what have we got? We can do, let's do this one, and then for the other side, just use this, I think. Oh, I've got that. Never mind, come back to that in a minute. Okay. So I need to go this way. What have you done? Right. So like I say, I'm having to use just little pieces on these corners at the moment before I make some new fleece and things, but it's fine, that does the job. So, right. So I'm now going to fill up the hay rack, put some hay on the floor for these guys, obviously have one more water to bottle to clean, and then it's veggie time. So that is the video. Obviously I'm going to vacuum the floor, I'm going to throw the bin out, I'm going to clean that up. These are all the things that you need to think about when cleaning your cage. It's not just the floor, the hay area, anywhere like that, cleaning up poops. It is really important to really disinfect your cage for your pigs and your own health. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe you realised that some other areas that you're not necessarily cleaning as well are really a bacteria. I'm obviously here to help you with your guinea pig care and education. We all have a lot to learn regarding these animals. I don't think we will ever know everything there is to know about these animals, but if we can in any way help each other with our knowledge and our education that we have on them, obviously it's great and we can learn from each other. So please give me any comments down below in what you liked about this video, and obviously I asked along the way if you were interested in any videos such as ways to save money, and I think I mentioned something else. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in those. Please give this video a like if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next Wednesday 8 PM UK time for another video. Thank you very much, guys.